Yeah. It's like Judgment Day for a hater. It's Mr. 300 degrees in a pen.
It's time to get busy.
It's me. As we proceed to give you what you need, a round of applause for yours truly. Don't ask me for nothing else. One more time, we at it again. One time for the one time.
They gon' tell me I'm acting new, cause I already picked my side. I already picked my side. I already picked my side.
No song for the weak. Don't step up to the plate if you ain't even got the scars to compete. I ain't hard for you to seek. Who hiding? If the most high behind them two could turn away 1,000, who riding? We pay for every mile, perfect timing. Everything we dropping be atomic, catastrophic aftermath. When I'm rhyming every rap, I remind them you gon' land how a kamikaze land, trying to box with God's hand. Welcome to the light, brightness, nothing like it, righteous.
Oh man, what the fuck going on, Scooter?
Soldier Yatham. Side rank 2. Let's get it. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled and not past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying, I'm no talebearing. Get deep behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get deep behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get deep behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get deep behind me, Satan. Seem like a never end the war between flesh and the spirit. I heard that voice say this the way, I pray my loved ones hear it. I'm treating sin like it got cooties, don't wanna get near it. If not pertaining to the Father, I'm sorry, I'm fearless. Don't take a left turn all right when it's a narrow path. You keep the law, you get the kingdom, I can simple math. Both in your house all day on Hamashiach's behalf. Deny the mark of the beast, or drink from the cup of wrath. Keep your spirit pure, practice on fasting and praying. You will say you must multiply your faith and your patience. Love thy neighbor as thyself, don't never betray me. And if you're tempted, pray and say, get thee behind me, Satan. When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled and not past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying, I'm no talebearing. Get deep behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get deep behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get deep behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get deep behind me, Satan.
I'ma do your how allows, I got my faculties. And every single precept make my point to value these. Example, humble me, I'm grounded like what gravel be. We law about in any shirt with fringes, that's my casualty. Revelation say the savior color copper be our own. Hate your kind, but front them crackers copper please. Far balance abomination till God, so now obviously give you fair warning, don't try that angle, that's our size of lead. Off the muscle, not one to just watch it suffer. Don't be respect of persons, any wise rebuke your brother. Prepare myself for tribulations, that which worketh patience. No thinking about being grimy, get D behind me, Satan. Get D behind me, Satan.
When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted Yah was misled and not past generations. No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying, I'm no talebearing. Get deep behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get deep behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery. Get deep behind me, Satan. I can't deal with my brother false. Get deep behind me, Satan.
Above all nations, a brand rooted with our heritage in mind. Featuring the Babylon Has Fallen hoodie, this mighty piece is a bold statement describing the times we're living in. Also perfect for keeping warm while standing firm in your faith. You won't be able to miss the vibrant Song of Solomon tee, inspired by Song of Solomon 1 and 10, a piece that represents our royal heritage that the Most High gave us. Head over to aboveallnations.shop to grab yours now. They're moving fast. That's aboveallnations.shop. Kwame Yashwala. Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
When you bought to a lower state, you must learn to be patient. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Who trusted ya and was misled in our past generations? No one forsaken, you mistaken if you ain't obeying. No lying on no tale bearing. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's my brother, no bloodshed. Get thee behind me, Satan. No idolatry, no adultery.
Hey, shalom, 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 Allah, Shah Shabbat, Shah Shabbat. Khan, man, hey, we right on the heels of Feast of Unleavened Bread, of Passover. Pray everyone had a wonderful feast, a wonderful week, a wonderful celebration, okay? Because it is a celebration that we thank the Father for all that He's done for us, all right? So, your normal host, Captain Aharon. Captain Yaikwab, he is not able to be on today, but we with that brother through the spirit. Okay, he's here in the spirit. And we got our new captain on, Brother Shalama, out here in the Bay Area, for anyone who want to do the work in the Bay, this is your guy, okay? Getting a little Cali connection up in this thing. And then of course, our normal, formerly Brother Nassim, or Soldier Nassim. But if you want to present your new name.
Carter One. Shalom family, Soldier Quabs are all.
Hey, Quabs are all. You got to tell the people what that mean, huh?
Carter One. It means gatherer of God, or God will gather.
Khan, all praises, all praises. All right. So, hey, it's a wonderful thing to have a name, to be given a name based on your spirit. We see quite often in the truth or in the scriptures, or as people progress and become who they are spiritually destined to be, they are granted a new name. So all praises, man. So really quickly, let's get into this calendar. Let's show. Okay, so for those of you who were not able to make the current Passover or the regular Passover, we do have the makeup Passover planned, and that will be May the 11th through the 17th. We see that was established when some men were made unclean through a dead body and inquired to Moses, hey, what should we do? And Moses went to the Lord, and it was established that we could have a makeup Passover the month later. All right. But also do not forget that we have the second new moon coming up on the 27th of this month. That's going to be on a Sunday. All right. So y'all have no excuse. All right. It's the weekend. So plan for it now and begin to enjoy the feast of the Lord. Okay. All right. So let me see. I want to shout out to all our members. Oh yeah, Eddie Brother said Cali gonna be lit with 3 captains. Hey, Con, absolutely. Cause look, we got Northern California, we got Central California, and we got Southern California lit. Okay, so we're gonna be doing something. If anybody wants to do the work in California or anywhere else, let us know. We do have established organizations, obviously in Atlanta, Georgia, and Alabama. We got SOT Florida. And working on, I guess we can call the DMV Midwest area. I don't know. It's all weird. You guys are a menagerie of states up there. But either way, man, hey, we're growing. And if you're looking to do the work, tap in with us. Okay? All right. So shout out to all the members. Shout out to the Pillars of Rest, man. Hey, how many of y'all were attendance to the game night? That was a wonderful thing. It was a wonderful thing. It was great to see, Israel enjoying. We're gonna add the brother. Now y'all on the scene. Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah, I can get Bashem Shabbat.
Y'all about to mess up like that. So yeah, so for all of y'all who were in attendance, it was a wonderful thing. It was good fun. People was cheating on them games. Boy, I was supposed to win every one.
Hey, Salakia. Hey, Pillars of Rest did their thing. I gotta, the soldiers in Pillars of Rest. No, I work with them directly, helping them put on that thing. And if y'all want to do, it's the sisters. If y'all want to build up the women's ministry, send in your emails now or respond to the sisters at the sisters, send out the emails because we're starting the prospect phase on the next not tomorrow, but next Sunday. We're starting the orientation. So y'all sisters send in your emails. And y'all may be saying, well, I'm not in Atlanta. All those sisters that came out, I believe it's only maybe one or two sisters that's in Pillars of Rest that's actually in Atlanta. All those sisters had a hand in putting that event together. Some wasn't able to show up, and they still had a hand putting that event together. So, hey, shout out to Pillars of Rest. Shout out to Pillars of Rest. Y'all got it.
Absolutely. They said, hey, the spades going crazy. Y'all boys were cheating on them spades. They was going crazy on the spades, man. Hey, and that mafia game, listen.
I don't want.
listen.
We need a rerun of that. We need a rerun.
Yeah, I know, man. So it was good fun, as you can probably tell. It was an amazing event. Everyone was in the spirit. It was great to see the kids running around and people just enjoying one another, preferring one another, as the scriptures say. All right. So that was amazing. We got right here, April the 27th, PR Phase 3 orientation. So please send us an email if you are interested, and we're happy to have you. All right. So today we're going to go into understanding the fear of the Lord, okay? Because we are on the heels of Passover, and it's a wonderful lesson. It's a wonderful event. It's a wonderful thing to experience, but the most important lesson of that Passover is understanding the fear of the Lord that was instilled in the children of Israel and understanding what it means to now reverence the Father. Okay, so he does pass over you, so he does save you, so he does deliver you from that spiritual Egypt. Okay. So that's important things that we're going to go in today. So first things first, especially for those that may be new, we're wondering, hey, what is the fear of the Lord? Does that mean you shudder every time you hear the name of the Lord? Does that mean you shake every time it's time to pray? No. So what we want to do is define that really quickly, and then let's get into it. All right. Okay. So first things first, let me get let me get 1 Samuel chapter 12, start at verse 14, Baba Kasal.
Counter 1. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 14.
Yeah.
If ye will fear the Lord and serve him and obey his voice and not rebel against the commandment of the Lord, then shall both ye and also the king that reigneth over you continue following the Lord your God.
Man, so you see, we have to serve the Lord. Be in servitude or in submission to what the Lord has to say. Okay, because see, that's an important thing. A lot of people they get puffed up, or a lot of times people they'll get angry and they'll feel justified in doing something. And we say all the time, when you're going off, you didn't care about what the Lord has to say. In the midst of your sin, when it was set before you, the options, you chose not to fear him. You chose not to be submissive to his authority or his direction over your life, right? Because if you did, you would have what? What did it say after serve him? You would have obeyed his voice. You know, because people talk about having the devil on the left hand and the angel on the right side and all of the voices, but really no. When that Holy Spirit is with you, when that wisdom is with you, very oftentimes you'll get that voice in your head knowing, dang well, you should not do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And see, a lot of times we choose not to do that. Or we'll respond to that voice in our head and say, well, no, I'm right because, this brother wronged me. Or I'm right because, man, hey, listen, it's a gray area between this commandment and that commandment that I can move,
Hey, Salakia.
Go ahead.
Sometimes we enjoy that sin so much because we've done it for X amount of years, and it's hard for us to get rid of that old man, that old woman. And sometimes we miss it. Being honest with yourself, you got to be truthful with yourself. Because I can admit that, man, I used to do this, that, and the third. They trespass me. I'd be able, I got to get them in their neck.
Yeah.
And, and some of us have a dry, some of us kind of miss that a little bit. Be honest.
Yeah.
But you got to shave off that old man, that old woman. I get it, I understand it. And that's not even, that goes for, that covers it all. That covers it all. Because some of y'all, y'all miss that. Some of y'all enjoy that. You got to pray to the Most High God to put a bitter taste, a nasty taste in your mouth for you from the former sins that you enjoy doing. I yield there.
Absolutely. See, and that's why it's called that familiar spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that familiar spirit, it knows you. It knows how to appeal to you. And a lot of times you don't realize that you sitting up here isolated when it's honestly it's that familiar spirit that has isolated you from all things good. That's why the Lord said, and the scriptures say, hey, be continually with a godly man who thou know to keep the commandments. So when you miscarry, he is going to be with you. Okay? It's a very important thing. It's simple. These are reoccurring things. Brother Nayal, you on mute. I don't know if you meant to be because it looked like you said something. But if not, it's all good, right? So we understand. So the fear of the Lord is to serve him, obey him, and not rebel against the commandments. Okay? Because hey, rebellion, let's get that. I'll get it since I'm close right here. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter
Sure.
15 and verse 23. It says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected thee from being king. Okay, I'm talking to Saul. So that stubbornness that you have is sin. That rebellion that you have to what the Lord has to say is sin. Why? Because you're not acting in fear of him. A lot of times, us in the Hebrew community, we get caught up because we get so confident. I've been doing this 5 years, 10 years. And you lose that reverence that you had that came along with that zeal when you first got in. Your zeal was fueled by your fear of the Lord. I'm not going to eat like this. Hey, listen, I'm going to separate myself from this person, from this thing, from this sin, because you have a healthy fear of the Lord. But see, a lot of times we get too comfortable in this thing and start trying to get a little too practical, a little too comfortable. And we lose that, all right? And that's a problem, right? So just going on further defining it, because I want it to be very clear what this is. I don't want there to be any questions, all right? All right. So back in 1 Samuel chapter 12, not saying just jump to verse 20, Baba Kasha.
Counter one. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 20. And Samuel said unto the people, fear not, ye have done all this wickedness. Yet turn not aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart.
You see? Listen, we are to serve the Lord. This brother to change the angle on me. I'm trying to switch it up. Hold up. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah. All right. So you see, we are to serve the Lord with all of our heart. That's such an important thing because your heart is your what? Are we literally talking about the organ that you have pumping? Of course not. Your heart is your mind, right? Because I'm paraphrasing, it says, out of the heart comes diverse lusts, come anger, come vengeance, come wrath. Y'all know the scripture. I'm paraphrasing. Somebody in the chat post it in the chat. Right? But we are to serve the Lord with all of our heart. That's why it says, think on the commandments daily, right? Because a lot of times your mind will start running wild and it'll have you either thinking something that's off or it'll have you justifying a behavior that you know dang well has nothing to do with the Father. You understand? So So keep going.
Contra 1.
Yeah.
Verse 21. And turn ye not aside, for then should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain.
And see, and that'll be the problem. If you don't serve the Lord or fear him in your mind or your heart, you will start going after vanity. You will start putting value on things that have no substance whatsoever instead of storing up your treasures in heaven. What does that Paul say? Listen, how fast or how much diligence do you put in running a race for a corruptible crown? How much more should we worry about the incorruptible crown? Okay, I'm paraphrasing, right? But it tells you right there that a lot of times, if you get too comfortable in this thing, you will place vain things like a man's approval or vain things like accolades in the world over that of the Father. Getting practical. Let's just, a lot of times people do that with their job. Okay. I want to get such and such a car. I want to buy such and such a thing. So therefore I need to do overtime. Well, the only overtime we have is on the Sabbath. Oh, okay. Well, hey, the Lord want me to be blessed. And you start, because of the vain things that you want, you'll start justifying things or reasons around the commandments, instead of letting your decisions be based on the fear of the Lord. That's why it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? We're going to get into it, okay? Or that's why somebody have done you wrong, or somebody's trying to tempt you to go off. You'll start justifying, well, I can go around them. Hey, I can be angry and sin not. Or you know what? I know how to keep a bridle over my thoughts and my actions. I can go around them and see and be lukewarm and see that'll be the problem. Scripture tell you in Sirach, it says, listen, find what is evil for thy soul and get yourself far away from it. Because if not, you can be tempted by those vain things, right? Keep going.
Contra 1. Verse 22. For the Lord will
Hey,
not...
Matter of fact, just jump down to verse 24, 25.
Contra 1. Verse 24. Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart. For consider how great things he hath done for you. But if ye shall still do wickedly, ye shall be consumed, both ye and your king.
Absolutely. See, my brother posted it. That's Matthew 15:9. It said, out of the heart proceeded evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornicators, thefts, false witnesses, and blasphemies. So if you serve the Lord with your heart, you will not indulge in those things. You will not be cut off by your sins. You will not be subject to the wickedness that the devil has put around you, to be stumbling blocks, to be snares. All right. So, as we're defining this fear of the Lord, is reverence, is making sure that your thoughts and mind are together. No, it's service, it's obedience, not being in rebellion, and making sure your mind is together. Give me that Psalms 89 and verse 7.
One. This the book of Psalms, chapter 89, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
God is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him.
You see, to be had in reverence, to be had in respect, you have to reverence the Lord. And see, again, that's the problem. I think if as a nation we really feared the Lord more, yes, in the Hebrew community, in the Hebrew Israelite community, but also just as Black and brown people here in America, we'd be so much better off. And not just America, obviously, but you get what I'm saying. The entire nation of Israel would be so much better off if we reverenced the Father before we made these decisions, both in the sight of man and within the privacy when we think that no one's watching. Go ahead, Kat. You got something?
Hey, and it's safety. It's safety in keeping the commandments. It's safety. What do I mean by that? Give me Psalms 119 and 97.
Yeah.
Psalms 119 and 97. Start there. Because when you're meditating, when you got the laws of the Most High God on your mind, other things are happening. Other things are performing, right? Go ahead and read that.
Counter one. The book of
Count
Psalms,
on
chapter
one. Go ahead, Ken.
like it. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 97.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how I love thy law.
You gotta love the laws of the. It's like you gotta love the laws of God. You gotta earnestly want to do this. Read on.
It is my meditation all the day.
Read on.
Thou, through thy commandments, has made me wiser than mine enemies.
Right
For
there. It's like you're right there. The commandments, through thy commandments, that made you wiser than your enemies. Some of your own people are your enemies, right?
Yeah.
Some of your own people are. We understand the heathens round about us are enemies, but some of us that look like us, they even call themselves a brother, a sister, a fellow Israelite, if you may. They may be going off. They could put on that costume, dress it up, make it look real good. But when you keeping the laws of God, you meditating it, that wisdom, like I said, something is performing. The Most High God is performing things in your life, right? You're able to see the snakes through the grass. You're able to see what's that lion that's creeping around about you. But if you're going off yourself, you ain't meditating in the precepts, you ain't meditating in the law, you're not gaining that wisdom to see, to foresee the things that's planned against you. And I yield there.
Absolutely, man. Hey, because when you do fear the Lord, you get that wisdom and you know how to move. Because the Lord, He'll make a way. He'll show you. Because He wants us to prosper. But see, it'll be us. What Scripture say? Your sins have separated you from the Father, right? Which is why, bringing it back to the season that we're in and here at Passover. Let's look at how the Lord set the precedent immediately once He brought us out. One brother give me Deuteronomy chapter 6, starting at verse 1, and another one, Exodus 14 and verse 31.
Count on one. You said Deuteronomy 6:1.
Yeah.
Count on one. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Uh-huh. So you see, look, we
That
know.
that
Hold on, Salaki. We know that the Lord gave us our commandments, our law, statutes, and commandments through Moses. And He said, listen, now that I have brought you out as a nation, this is your heritage. So, right, 17 and 31. This is your heritage. These are the laws in which you are to abide by, both in reference to me and dealing with one another, and even the other nations. This is how you are to move in the land in which I'm going to give you. Right? Keep going.
count on one, verse 2. That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that they, Salaki, and that thy days may be prolonged.
So it's showing you this is how you show your fear for me. That you keep these commandments and also that you teach them to your children. Not to shudder when my name comes, but to reverence my name. You understand? To reverence me. To move in the way that I have so set forth. Especially in the sight of the nations. Because what He say, listen, hey, if you keep these law, statutes, commandments in the sight of the nation, going to say y'all the wisest people on earth. It's our wisdom in the sight of the nations. But if not, the nations will scoff. Which is why it's important to teach them to our children. Right? And so we know right after that we got our credo, that Deuteronomy 6:4. We don't need to read it, but just showing this is a very establishment in us as a nation, right? Give me that in Exodus chapter 14, right?
Conquer one. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 14, and verse 31. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses.
Right. So you see, they saw that great work, and with that, the establishment of that work and the law given from Moses, the people feared the Lord and his servant Moses. That was the precedent that was set. That was what was established. That's what we need to get back to, is that healthy fear of the Lord. You know, because we're not going to see a sign. It's not coming. That's why the scripture said, hey, the angel said, oh my goodness, what generation is this that's going to believe without seeing a sign? You know, if you got that pull up. But that's seeing no signs is what made the Israelites fear back then during the time of the Exodus. So maybe I wonder, is that why you lack fear today?
It's a lucky one.
Good.
Just a quick point to add on to that as well. Like if you go 2 chapters over, just a quick point as well, Brother Nayal, could you get for me Psalm chapter 106 and verse number Psalm 106 and verse 12 of Kasha. Right, I just want to make a quick point real quick. It's the book of Exodus chapter 12, not 12, but 16 and verse number 3. Or I'm gonna start at verse 2. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Right, so just before, 2 chapters before, in verse 31 of it, at the end of it, we're seeing the children of Israel believe the Lord, right? Because they just saw what it is that he just did for them, right? It says that they saw and feared Yahweh and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. And then 2 chapters later, they're already scoffing him.
Right.
And you may be wondering, well, how did we get to this point? How did this happen? If you got that, read that, Bokasha.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 12. Then believed they his words. They sang his praise. They soon forget his.
So they believed the words of the Lord at that point. But then what happened? They forgot his works. They forgot what it is that the Lord would do. And because although he is mighty to, again, show that mercy, it's also mighty to pour out that wrath and indignation as well. And it's of course, vice versa. So the same way that he did that for his enemies, they forgot that, right? And they forgot that the Most High would be the one that could also bring them those things that they needed, right? That he'd be the one to provide for them, right? Read that verse again.
Verse 13. They soon forgot his words. They waited not for his counsel.
Read on.
But lusted exceedingly in the wilderness and tempted God in the desert.
So they forgot his works and they didn't wait for his counsel, right? In Psalm 78 and verse 11, it tells you that they forgot his works and the wonders that he has shown them, right? So we can't be among a generation where we just have to see these things in order to believe it, right? But instead, because of course, it's the same case for many of our forefathers within these things. We've got many generations that didn't see the Red Sea gets split or the Jordan River, they walk through on dry land, right? Or fire and hailstones come down and burn the Egyptians, man. But we're seeing these different things shown and manifested through the scriptures that we are the chosen people of the Most High God. So we need to be the ones to fear him as well. And I yield that on a point.
Absolutely. And real quick, let's jump over to Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. Because that's a very important point that you made, because he set the basic requirements. Give me that. He set the basic requirements for us.
Count on one.
Uh-huh.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And
Yeah.
now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Right.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Right. So it says, listen, what did the Lord require of us? He wants us to fear him. Because if you fear him, you will serve him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Okay. And a lot of times we get too comfortable, you know. That's how you get caught up adding sin unto sin. That's how you get caught up putting off from day to day, because you don't really fear the Lord the way that you should, because he's not striking you down or striking somebody down in front of your face. You don't have that healthy fear. And see, that's a problem, right? You don't want to be the person that has to know it by death through pain. Okay. All right. So also get Matthew 22, start at verse 37. Because we're gonna see what Yahweh Shai has to say about this. Because so the Lord told us, hey, listen, your basic requirements are to fear the Lord and keep the commandments, period. Right? Go ahead.
Count on one. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 37.
Yeah.
Yahweh said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all
I'm
thy
sorry.
heart.
Like it started 36, just to get the context.
Count on one. Verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahweh said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Right? So we read right
This
there.
is
So hold on. So we read right there that greatest commandment, we have to love that Lord. I mean, love the Lord with all of our heart and all of our soul, all of our mind. That's the fear. Because you can say I love God, but how do you show it? You can't give him a hug. And what he told you, how you show that is by reverence of me and keeping my law, statutes, and commandments, and keeping the healthy fear of knowing what I will do to you if you don't.
Hey,
And
Salaki.
adversely, how I will bless you if you do. Right? Go ahead, Cap. You got something?
Hey, you know, and a lot of our people, they don't want to yield to that. They don't want to yield to what the captain just said. They have that, I said all the time, they got that me, myself, and I spirit. This is how I feel. And the things that I'm doing, I believe I'm reverencing the Lord. But does the good book say that though? Because you still off doing other things. But you want to differentiate, well, I'm gonna do this, but I enjoy doing this too. You can't couple sin and law. It don't work. Oil and water. Most like God said, you choose one. Either you're gonna live, or either you're gonna do, or either you're gonna go off and die. And that's what our people want to do. They got that me, myself, and I spirit. I want to serve the Lord the way I want to serve the Lord. I remember I was in the Christian church for many, many years. And even when I was awakening to this truth, not knowingly, I used to say, well, I'm gonna put on it's Sunday. I ain't going to church because I didn't fit, This I was coming in, but I didn't know the truth. But I said Sunday, I'm put on my gospel music, and that's what it's going to be. That was me serving the Lord in my book, which I was thinking, but not once did I open this book up and see how the Most High God wanted me to serve Him. So we got to come out of that. Well, the Lord knows my heart spirit. We got to come out of most of the people on here, y'all understand what I'm saying. Most of y'all fearing the Lord, reverencing the Lord the way that we ought to. But I'm telling you this to be that light. You need to tell some of your friends. We got friends and family around about us say that all the time. Not to be contentious with them, but continue to be that light. I yield there.
Yeah, real quick, give me Romans chapter 6 and verse 16, right? Because you brought out a heavy point. A lot of people, they'll speak with their mouth and they'll say, yeah, I serve the Lord. They'll say, yeah, I fear the Lord. I love the Lord. But and honestly, their actions do not back that up. They're not walking in fear of the Lord, right? Give me that.
Counter one. It's the book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness?
Listen, whoever you honestly obey, that's who you serve. That's why Yahweh Shai said, hey, listen, these people, they honor me with their mouth, but the heart is far from me. Or it says, why callest thou me Lord and do not the things that I say? You understand? Because a lot of people, they just have lip service, but in the midst of anger, in the midst of the temptation through lust, in the midst of any other of the tricks of the devil, you crumble. And you start justifying yourself with either previous works or because you think you right. And so you'll move vengeance out of the hand of the Lord and you'll try to attain it yourself. Because honestly, you don't realize you being played like a fiddle by Satan. You know? So it shows who you obey, whether it's a sin, and we know the wages of sin are death, right? Going down to verse 23, or you can obey the Lord and have righteousness, but you can't have both. You cannot have two masters, right? All right, now go back to Matthew 22.
Count on. Reading again at 38. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt
On
love thy
these two
neighbor.
commandments hang all the law.
Right. So thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Even that is founded in the fear of the Lord. Why? Because we know that your neighbor is your fellow Israelite. And you got to know that the love that the Father has for you, he also has for that person. No different than, your parents. Your parents love your sibling the same way that they love you. And that if you were to get angry and kill your sibling, hurt your sibling, cause harm to your sibling, your parent would be very angry because your parent loves that sibling, and vice versa if they were to do that to you. So when matter of fact, give me Sirach chapter 28, start at verse 1. It'll paint the clearer picture. Because you want to treat your neighbor with love because you're afraid of what happened. You should be afraid of what the Lord can and would do to you. Because you don't want to be found a hypocrite in that day, right? Watch this.
Counter one. It's the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 28 and verse 1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord.
You see that? If you see, that's why your love for your neighbor is founded in that fear. You do not want the vengeance of the Lord, so therefore I'm not going to seek out the vengeance against this man, against this woman. Right? Keep going.
Counter one. And he will surely keep his sins in remembrance.
You see? You don't want to be the person that's racking up, keeping a tally of this person's sins, waiting to exact vengeance, because then the Lord was going to do it to you. And your fear for that should be stronger than your desire for vengeance against your neighbor. Keep going on that now, y'all. Get ready. Mark 11 and 26. Keep going.
Counter one. Forgive
Count on 1 verse 40.
Oh wait, wait. Just you're gonna read on that Nasim, and now y'all you're gonna read Mark after this. Keep going.
Counter one. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
When thou prayest. You see, out of fear of the Lord, your desire to have your own sins forgiven should fuel you to forgive your neighbor. You see? Should fuel you to want to keep the commandments and treat your neighbor like a fellow Israelite that you also want to get the kingdom. I'm telling you, the fear of the Lord is the key to all of this. It's the key to your walk. And a lot of us have sometimes we've lost that, which is how and why we end up in destitute places, or which is how and why the Lord ends up taking your candlestick.
Hey, Salakia.
Go ahead.
You said something key there. It's key to our walk. Fear the Lord is key to our walk. But some of us, we experience a spiritual plateau.
Yeah.
I can't get this breakdown. Or I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it. You have to examine what's going on in your home life. I understand life happens. But with that, you got to, when life happens, you got to strive even harder. You got to go 10 times harder. When that spiritual plateau happens, when you start having those thoughts, because you shouldn't be having those thoughts. I understand it. But at the same time, we ought to be increasing, being that 1% better each and every day. You got to set time aside. Sometimes you gotta tire yourself out. Sometimes, you know what? I need to go ahead on after I get off of work. I did 13, 15 hours, but I need to crack open this Bible.
Right.
Or you need to get up 2 hours earlier and get into this word. Because that's where your strength comes from. See, and when you don't do that, let me tell y'all, when y'all don't do that, you're not trusting in the Lord. Well, I need my rest. I need this, that, and the third. It's the Most High God who gives you the ability to wake up. It's the Most High God who gives you the ability to do to operate your physical body. You're not telling your heart to pump blood. You're not telling your mind to go to sleep, to wake up. Some of us, we had tired this night. We couldn't go to sleep. We wanted to go to sleep, but we couldn't go to sleep. So therefore, it's the Most High God that does all these things. So sometimes, hey, look at it like this. Y'all offended the God. Y'all offended the God that y'all serve by not yielding to him. Because you're not trusting in him and you're offending him. Some of y'all can look at it personally. Some of us, we got friends and family, whatever, and they say, and they're not trusting you. Don't y'all get offended like that? Like, what you mean you're not trusting me? And you have the best intentions. You know what you're doing for this brother. You know what you're doing for the sister is right. But they showing you they're not trusting you. Don't you get offended? That's how the Most High God feels. He ain't gonna study a little bit. He ain't gonna do what is required of thee. And that covers a plethora of things. Calling on your brother, doing this, that, and the third, doing the work of the Lord. Because you're a little tired or you don't got time. Because you're trying to you're trying to save this energy to do something else. When the Most High God's going to give you that energy. I get there.
Yep. But hey, that's such an important thing. Coupling that with what you said, a lot of people they'll find excuses to appease their own interests. That's what is that? A wicked man should find an excuse according to his will. And a lot of times that's what we do, and why we don't move in reverence of the Lord and don't do the work that we should do to build ourselves up, and don't treat other people with the way that we should, because we're trying to find an excuse for ourselves. Hey, we can always find a reason out to justify your own self, but see, woe unto the man that does that. Keep going, Nasim. You should be what on verse 3, right?
Counter 1.
Verse
3. One man beareth hatred against another, and doeth he seek pardon from the Lord?
You crazy if you think that the Lord is going to, if the Lord is going to forgive you and your sins, is going to pardon you when you over here having that same hatred towards your brother. You see, I'm telling you, the fear of the Lord is the crux to this whole thing, right? Keep going.
Condor 1, verse 4. He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself, and doeth he ask for pardon, Slucket, and doeth he ask forgiveness of his own sins?
Listen, I'm going to forgive you because I'm afraid of what happens if the Lord does not forgive me. It's not even about you. In my mind, if my carnal mind, you don't deserve this apology. You don't you don't deserve my forgiveness. You don't deserve to have anything to do with me whatsoever. But I understand who the God I serve. I understand who I'm subject to. So therefore, for me to have a place of repentance, I got to give it to you. And if you don't want to take it, that's on you. But the blood is not going to be on my hands because I'm sitting over here bitter. You understand? Keep going.
Condor 1. If he that is but flesh nourish hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins?
Listen, if you dealing with your flesh, and if that essentially becomes your God, if that essentially becomes your idol, that's who you show the reverence to. Those spirits to hop on you then. Who are what demon are you going to look to be entreated of? Because he came to make you go off, to steal, kill, and destroy. Now, if you give your power and reverence to Satan, what pardon are you going to ask for him for what you're trying to do? You cannot, right? Keep going.
Condor 1. Remember thy end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments.
You see, if you remember your end and think on what could happen to you or what's going to happen to you when you die, you will start to move properly. And that forgiveness is going to be open to you. Brother said, let go and let God. Yep. Honestly. I know it sounds cheesy because, I mean, these are the same things that we heard in the Christian church, man. But, hey, it's the truth. Let
Hey,
go of trying. Go ahead.
it's like some of those things, what you say, let go and let God. Some of those things that we heard in the Christian church, yeah, they sound corny, maybe even cliche, but we got understanding behind it now. Now we can apply some of those things in the right way. I yield.
Absolutely. 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 And so that's a lot of times how that's what's stopping us in our progress. One, as a nation, but two, I mean, and two, within the Hebrew Israelite community. You know, and I'm gonna show that. Give me classic Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. You know, because Yahweh said what? We need to pray for more laborers. And I wonder what's stopping everybody, myself and anyone that's hearing this. What's stopping us from being the best laborer that we can be, from being that leader that the Lord wants us to be? A lot of times is because we're lacking in a true fear. Go ahead.
Count on one. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 12. For when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have
Uh-huh.
need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat.
So you see, a lot of times when you've put the time in, it's time for you to be a leader. It's time for you to step up and not only just teach with words or just knowing precepts, but actually having the spirit behind it. We get caught up sometimes thinking because we know something that we could actually mistake ourselves or kid ourselves because we're not actually walking in the way that the Lord will have us do. For those people, we have need that you get taught the first principles of the oracles of God. The first principle is that fear and reverence for the Lord, which is why that was the first thing that he wanted to instill in us. You need to fear me because I'm that great and terrible power that will jack you up, or put you on high. So you need to fear me, right? And a lot of times us, when we should step up and be leaders, we don't have that fear, and that's kind of what's stepping in between us and our next level, right? Yeah, uh, yeah. Jump down to first verse 14.
Count out of one. Verse 14.
Yeah.
But strong meat belongeth to them that are full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
See, those who are full age are those who are supposed to be our leaders. Those who are full age are those who are supposed to, whether it's a brother or a sister, to lead the babes in the spirit, to lead the nation. You understand? But unfortunately, in the black and brown community, we don't have leaders. We have influencers, and the influence is for sale. You know, that's why they'll put entertainers as the head of our people to speak for us. And those same people, those same people are getting kickbacks. Those same people are getting praise and getting accolades just so they can lead the mind and the spirit of our people. So it's really important for us to be those leaders in the homes, in our communities, in the nation, right? Okay, so give me 2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 3. Okay. And then Nasim, give me Exodus 18 and 21.
Count out of one.
Get that 2 Samuel first.
Count out of one. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 23, verse 3. The God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling
You
in the
hear that?
fear of God.
If you rule over men, you have to be just, ruling in the fear and reverence of the Lord. Not that exists within your own household, that exists within your congregation, and that exists within your community. Hey, shalom, shalom. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to you, brother Abaya. But you have to rule in the fear of the Lord, and you have to be just. And a lot of times, as leaders, we kind of get caught up in, oh, I got this. I know this precept. Oh, I got this. I've got this experience. Oh, I got this. All these list of people reverence me and follow me. And we make the mistake of not examining ourselves, right? And be like the people spoken of in Hebrews 5, when it says, hey, you got need that you learn the first principles of the oracles of God again, right? But it says a leader has to be just, right? Give me that in Exodus, Baba Kasha.
Count out of one. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 18, and verse number 21. And it reads, moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people, it's like able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens.
You see, at every level of rulership, at every level of authority, of leadership, the way we do it and get successful is by fearing the Lord. That's what the Lord wants from us, and that's what the Lord expects of a leader. Whether you lead in your household, you lead in your camp, or you are a leader of the community, you have to fear the Lord. That's the way it is, which is why in Isaiah chapter 3, he took that away from us. He took our strong men. He took our artificers. He took our captains over 10, 50, etc. Because we have lost that genuine fear of the Lord. So the only way we're going to get that structure back, the only way we're going to get that community back is if we start from that foundation, period. Or else it's going to be another one just like the other one, right? Give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6. Start at verse 1, Baba Shah.
Count out of one. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 1. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth.
So listen, there are judges that are set up over our people, even now. You know, us, like, you know, you call in for counsel, you call in looking to be led spiritually. We're kind of the judges over that spiritual walk in that instance. We are expected to lead in the fear of the Lord, especially for you new people in this walk. This is where your walk has to start, and you should be constantly doing inventory checks and examining yourself whether you truly in the faith or not. We're gonna get there. Keep going.
Count out of one, verse 2. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations.
You see, so those who are in leadership, listen to this. Go ahead.
For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels?
You see, the Lord is at the end of the day, He is going to search out your counsels and try your works. Do not think that you are moving in the silo. Do not think that you are moving in the shadows. And a lot of times, as you know, we get so comfortable, we insulate ourselves from the eyes of men, thinking that we're okay. And the Lord, who sees all and knows all, will strike you down, will blow out your candlestick. Okay? Keep going. Matter of fact, yeah, go ahead. Read the verse 4 and jump to verse 7.
Count out of one, verse 4. Because being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged the right, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of God. Verse 7.
And so
For he which is Lord.
And that important thing is to walk after the counsel of the Lord. It's hard to do that if you don't surround yourselves with elders, with like-minded people that can help keep you accountable. So that way, if you are moving in a carnal way, if you are not moving in a way that is becoming of a person that fears the Lord, they can help guide you in the way you ought to move. Go ahead, Cap. You got something?
Yeah, just on that. And you got, like you already said it, you got to have accountable people around. You got to have elders around you. You got to have friends that are medicine to you, right around you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right. Jump down to verse 7.
Count out of one. Verse 7. For he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's person.
The Lord does not care about your title. The Lord does not care about who you think you are. The Lord does not care about your authority. He does not care about any of that. He will strike you down, move you out the way, bring up two more better than you, and keep it rolling. And we cannot be so comfortable in our positions to where we lose fear of the Father. Most High strike you down. He don't care about who you think you are. Go ahead.
Count on the one. Neither shall he stand in awe of any man's greatness.
Uh-huh.
For he hath made us all great and cares for all alike.
You see, he made the small and the great, and he cared about all of y'all equally. That's why you are to love your neighbor as yourself, because the Lord loves the little one the same way he loves you. And if you think that you're about to start offending the little ones because you're not moving in the fear of the Lord, he will snatch that from you. Okay? But if you are moving in that fear of the Lord will lift you up, and he'll have his angels encamp around you. That's why the titles look. If you fear the Lord, there's no need to fear anything else. Because if you just start your foundation with that and build upon that fear of the Lord and make sure that every step that you take is in line with that, you don't have to worry. The Lord is going to do the rest, right? He's going to fight for you. He's going to build you up, which is why, hey, listen, what Solomon asked for? He said, listen, give me the wisdom to deal with these people righteously. Because he feared the Lord. He understood the power of the Lord. So he said, I want to deal with them in a way that is becoming of an Israelite leader. Although he was the king, he understood this verse, right? He understood that the Lord cared for the great and the little alike. So because that was his prayer, he was granted everything else, right? That is wisdom. Jump down to verse 17.
Kind of one, verse 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and
Now
the
listen,
care of discipline is love.
that discipline be tearing us up. It's that discipline. Because, of course, we all start out with good intentions. Of course, we all start out with that zeal. But see, then you lose that discipline because you get too comfortable. You lose that discipline because you've been elevated to a certain position. You think you got it now. You think you're untouchable now. You lose that discipline because you think all this that I put in and Satan going to try me like this. No, I'm going to show him. You know? You'll lose discipline like that. But see, we cannot do that. You have to be in the spirit and move in the spirit, because that's why it says consider your end. Because that right there is the true fear of the Lord. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5 and see what happens if you jump off from that discipline.
Kind of one. This is the book of
Yeah.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit
Yeah.
and remove from thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
You see, the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit, because listen, that your level of discipline will expose, oh brother, your level of discipline will expose your deceit, because you trying to deceive the people, you trying to deceive the Lord, you're faking the funk, and that spirit will leave you. That candlestick will come right out, because you're losing that discipline of the Lord. That discipline is fueled by your fear, right? Calm. And look, everybody say SOT Captain. Nakawa shot, baby. He says you start out with that desire to want to be right in the sight of the Most High, but some have taken ease and have fallen back asleep. Man, that's such a powerful thing, man. Losing that discipline is how a lot of times we go off. That's why I said those that endure to the end, the same will be saved. Okay. And this should cut us that have been in this walk for a little bit. Do you still study the same? Remember, you used to wake up and read 4 chapters a day? You know? Do you still do that? Do you still make those flashcards? Man, I've cut myself. Look. I started making, where they at? I started making No, I can't find them. Oh yeah, I started making a couple flashcards like I used to the other day, and I found myself I got through 2 flashcards, and I'm like, dang, this was back my first year. I would have had 20 by now. I'm slipping.
Hey,
You
Slacky.
know?
And remember all those that on your browser, you got 150 precepts.
Yeah.
Look at the browser now. It got 10. And those from a few months ago, a few weeks ago. Those ain't even fresh. You got to get back to that. And then listen, when y'all get back to that, go, because we've been there, go and put those precepts, mark them up in here. Because sometimes we just put them in our phones because we just, we holding them. But this time, this next go around, gotta ask the Most High God, hey, bring me back to where I first met you again, that first love. Give me that zeal again. But this time when you go back to it, you're a little bit stronger. You're a little bit wiser. So go back to that and now put some precepts in your Bible. Mark it out. Do your lessons for yourself, for your family, so you can have it ready. So for when the temptation comes, were you not fearing the Lord? Hey, you could just turn right there, boom, now you don't got it. But I yield there.
Man, I'm telling you, that discipline, making sure that you stay disciplined will keep you sharp, right? We're gonna see that. Keep going in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6.
Count on the one. Verse 18. And love is the keeping of her laws,
Right.
and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption.
If you give heed unto the laws of God, you can ensure your incorruption. You know what I mean? You can assure your incorruption. That's how you make sure that you're not going off and that you're moving in a way that is pleasing unto the Lord. By having the discipline which is fueled by your fear. It's all connected. I'm telling you, fear of the Lord is the key to all of this. I'm trying to tell you, keep going.
Count on the one. Verse 19. And incorruption maketh us near unto God.
You see? Then that's when you'll get closer unto the Lord. Because then that's when that wisdom will come in. And that's when you can see things well before they happen. And you can have your spiritual antennas on. And that's how you develop that serious relationship with the Father, like David did. Hey, David really feared the Lord, particularly because, hey, the Lord dealt with him. When he messed up and got into an adulterous situation, Lord killed his son. When he messed up and numbered the people, Lord killed thousands, tens of thousands. He had a healthy fear for the Lord. So that's why he became close with the Father, really. A man after God's own heart. You understand? Keep going.
Count on the one. Verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
You see, that desire of the wisdom will bring you that kingdom. That's why Luke 17:21, the kingdom of God is within you. Okay? Because that kingdom comes about, especially for us leaders, when we lead with wisdom, which is fueled by discipline, which is fueled by the fear of the Lord.
Hey,
It's 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
It's like, and with that though, you got to be mighty. You got to have 144% honest with yourself. You got to be real about this thing. Having no doubts. Having no doubts. Having no doubts.
Mm-hmm.
Be wary not. Having no doubt. Give me Mark real quick. Real quick. Give me Mark. I think I want 11. Give me Mark 11. Start at 23. Not seen. And then now give me Psalms. Where I want to start. No, give me Psalms 137. Give me Psalms 137 because this is where we at. Give me Psalms 137. And then then I want you to jump over to Psalms 104. because this is coupled with it. We can, what the Cap bringing out right now, it's strong and it's mighty, and this is what we ought to do. You know, but with that though, some of us that doubt creeps in. We gotta cover all areas of this thing. You gotta put on that full armor of God, and this is part of the armor of God. Read that in Psalms 137. Start at 1.
Count out of 1. This the book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
By the rivers of Babylon.
Oh, by the rivers of Babylon.
There we
by the rivers of America. It's like it. By the rivers of America. Hey, we sitting. And what we looking at? Read on.
There we sat down.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
Hey, we sat down by the banks of the river and we weeping. We wept. Right? If y'all read that, it will go on to explain what's going on. But it's the same thing that's going on here today of the things that the heathens round about us is doing. Y'all read on down, it talks about Edom and remember the sins of Edom. But we sitting by the banks of the river of America. We weeping, we crying out. We remembering. What are we remembering? The generations of old. Thinking about the things, they thinking about the kingdom. Give me that Psalms 104 and 14. I want to make a point.
Count out of 1. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle,
mm-hmm.
and herb for the service of men.
Jump up to verse
that
1.
He may bring forth food.
It's like a jump up to verse
1. Verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my God, thou art very great.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art clothed with honor and majesty.
Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. He's the one that does all these things, that grows the grass in the field, causes the birds to fly so gracefully in the sky. Those have no doubts. The animals of the earth, they have no doubt of where they food. For the foxes have holes, the birds have nests, the trees and grass and the weeds and the flowers of the field. All these things come from the Most High. They have the spirit of the Most High God in them. So shall you. They have no doubt. Why do you have doubt? Give me Mark 11. Start at 23.
Counter 1. It's the book of Psalm. It's the book of Mark, chapter 11, and verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto
start
this
at 22. Start at 22.
Counter 1. The book of Mark, chapter 11, and verse 22. And Yahushua answering saith unto them, have faith in God.
Have faith in God. Fear God, but have faith in God. We're breaking the understanding of fear down, but have faith coupled with your fear. No doubt. It don't say have faith and have a little bit of doubt. Christ said have faith in God. Read on.
Counter 1. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith.
Right there, like here. Read that part again.
Counter 1.
Because you're not going to be able to operate. You're not going to be able to be set on high. You're not going to be able to operate in the fear of the Most High God if you're having doubt in your heart because you don't think this thing is real. That's what it is. Read that again.
Counter 1. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith.
And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Y'all got to marinate on this thing. When you're operating in the fear of the Most High God, having no doubt, having faith, whatever you say to this mountain is going to move. Wherever you go about in your life, along you operating in the will of the Most High God, remaining blameless, doing all your works, committing all your works to the Most High God. It's going to happen. For Christ, it's going to happen. You know why Christ said it's going to happen? Now, give me Isaiah 55 and 11. Give me Isaiah 55 and 11. And now see me finish that out.
Carter 1, verse 24. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them.
If you're having fear of the Most High God, if you're fearing the Most High God, I'm having no doubt wherever you go about, it's going to happen. When you're praying, it's going to happen. You want it, your desires of your heart, it's going to happen. Be not carnal in this. Hey, you know what? I need the Most High God, give me some strength. I'm tired, I'm weak, I'm burdened down. But I know the yoke of Christ is easy. So therefore, God, give me some strength. Keep me up for another hour, or wake me up a little earlier so I can read your word. I ain't talking about physical, tangible things. Of course, it's good to have tangible things. You know, hey, the desires of your heart. You know, I want this in my life. It's okay as long as you're being righteous. Either go and get. I said all day, you're gonna get it on this side, or you're gonna get it on the other side. But having no doubt. Get that Isaiah 55 and 11. I'm gonna put two more. And I seen you get me what's I want? Jeremiah 1 and 12 and 1 Peter 5 and 7. Now I'm gonna end it out on that 1 Peter. Go ahead and read that now.
Kind of one. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be great. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right.
It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
Hey, the Most High God, when He says something, it's going to happen, and it's going to be no repentance of it. It's not going to return back to Him void. It doesn't matter what it is. If He spoke it, it's going to happen. Right. But you got to have that fear. If you don't got that fear, the Most High God said, if you go left, you're going to be dumped over there. But if you're doing right, He said, have faith in God. Whatever shall you ask, it's going to be given unto you, having no doubt. And it's going to perform it. Read that, Anasi.
Carter 1. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, in verse number 12. Then said the Lord unto me, thou hast well seen, for I will hasten.
The Lord said unto me, that's the Jeremiah. That's Jeremiah. Most High God is speaking to Jeremiah. Understand these things. Jeremiah had no doubt. Isaiah had no doubt. But they feared. What's the one thing, though? What's the one key thing in all of this? They feared the Most High God. They didn't have no doubt. So when we fear the Most High God, we can't have no doubt. Read on.
Carter 1. That was well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it.
The Most High God is going to hasten unto His word to perform those very things. And we've seen that today. And it's going to operate in your life. That's how this flowing together, how this is making sense. Now let's close it out. Well, not close it out, but close this point out in 1 Peter 5 and 7.
Kind of one. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 7. So casting all your care upon Him. Kind of one. Verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time.
All these things are going to happen in due time. So stay operating in the spirit of the Most High God. Stay fearing in the Most High God, having no doubt, right? Because it's going to happen. Read on.
Casting all your care upon Him, for He careth for you.
For He careth for you. Go, read 8. Read 8 because we got to be sober.
Kind of 1 verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant. because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
And if you're fearing the Most High God, you're gonna be able to see that temptation. You're gonna be seeing the devil come. You're gonna be seeing the things that's coming around about you, but you got to be sober. Not just, when I say sober, not just not being a drunkard, but being sober in doctrine. Don't let your mind go too far off. Don't let your mind be too far off. Being sober on the things that are around about you. There's a whole bunch of different types of doctrine, news, this, that, and the third going on. You got to be on the straight and narrow, being vigilant. I yield there.
Yeah, that's right. Man, brothers in the spirit. Give me real quick Proverbs 14 and 21, and then we're gonna jump over to Sirach chapter 2 and start at verse 6. So, like the brother just said, hey, that fear gives you that faith. You have faith in the Lord because, or you fear him because of the faith that you have, because you know what he will do. You know that he's not just like these dumb idols with no power. You know that this is Al-Shadia, the great and terrible power. You know that this is the Lord that can bring you up high or tear you down low. So I have faith that if I do what he says, he will bring me through, right? Get that.
Condor 1. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 21.
Yeah.
He that despiseth his neighbor sinneth, but he
Oh,
that
Salakia. I meant 26.
Condor 1. This is Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 26. In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence.
It's strong confidence. Is that faith? You're confident in not only what he said concerning you, but what he said concerning the nations and those that persecute you. Right? Keep going.
Condor 1. And his children shall have a place of refuge.
You understand? And you're going to have a place for that refuge, against the woes spiritually and physically, right? Now give me that Sirach chapter 2. You know, because we're just talking about that faith, and that's exactly where I was gonna go in showing the connection between fear and faith, right? Keep going.
Count on one. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
See, you trust in the Lord and you order your way aright. And that is that faith, right? Now keep going. Keep going to verse 6 to build the fear connection. I mean to verse 7.
Verse 7. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
See, because you fear the Lord, you have faith that his mercy is going to happen and endure forever. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fall. Salakia, your reward shall not fail.
You're not going to lose faith. You know that you're going to get that reward. You know that if you endure to the end, you will get saved. Because you understand and reverence the Father that has the power to do so. Keep going.
Ye that fear the Lord, hope for your good, and for your everlasting joy and mercy.
Come on.
Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him.
You understand? Because the Lord is not going to forsake those that fear him. The Lord is not going to forsake those that love him and earnestly follow. So that's why the title says, if you fear the Lord, there's no need to fear anything else. Because the Lord is not going to forsake you because you have that faith. Understand? All right. Now jump to verse 15. We're going to read 15 and 16, and we're going to transition a little bit.
Count on one. Verse 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways.
Yes. Yes. Keep going.
They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law.
Listen, that's an important part. You will seek what is pleasing unto him. And a lot of times, like the brother already said, we'll seek what is pleasing unto us when it suits us, instead of making a decision that pleases the Father. Now, seeing, give me 2 Corinthians 13 and start at verse 5. You see, where that really comes from is examining yourself, right? This is the spirit that you should be in. Don't wait till Day of Atonement to examine yourself. A lot of times we get caught up and holding on to grudges, holding on to things, holding on to indiscretions right before Passover. And then we try to hurry up and fix them at the last minute because we want to go in Passover with the right spirit, because we want to go in the Day of Atonement in the right spirit. You know, and
Did the brother freeze?
I froze.
Yeah.
Like
Can you hear me though?
see, I don't want.
Uh-uh.
All right.
It
All
was
right.
just
Read
like,
2 Corinthians 13 and 5 and break that. I'm gonna drop out and come back in.
He's ready for the first 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians 13 and 5.
yeah, read that 2 Corinthians 13 and 5.
Counter one. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates?
Hey, so we have to examine ourselves. Is Christ within us? Is Christ's teachings within us? Okay, Khan, go ahead.
Khan, did you get through that?
Khan, he just read it.
Right. So what does that say that we ought to do? Start reading it again.
Counter one. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith.
Examine yourself. That means do a self-inventory check. Don't be the person that's so busy critiquing the shortcomings of others that you forget to look in the mirror. Don't be caught out being a hypocrite, because we know a hypocrite cannot stand before the Lord. And especially those in leadership positions, especially you as a leader of a household. You need to examine yourself, okay? Because I'm telling you, it's more important to be right with little than to have a whole bunch of great treasures and be going off. Matter of fact, get that Proverbs 15 and 16 after this, though. We're going to read this, but then we're going to get after that, right? So you need to examine yourself, right? Keep going.
Counter one. Know ye not, slucketh. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves.
Hey, listen, it's so important. It says whether you be in the faith. Because that faith obviously is a belief system, but that faith is also a lifestyle. And that lifestyle is fueled by your belief system. And if your lifestyle is not matching your belief system, are you in the faith? See, that's why we got to really examine what we're doing, right? Keep going.
Counter 1. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shah Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates?
Listen, because you don't want to be a reprobate. You have to know if you walking in the spirit and in the example that Yahweh Shai left us, because he did leave us an example, right? And so it's really important to understand if you're getting caught out there or not, right? And we already read it, but let's read it again. Romans 6:16, and then now y'all give me Sirach 18 and 30.
Counter 1. This is the book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness?
You need to understand who you really obeying. And that's part of that self-examination. In the moment, is it your lust? In the moment, is it your wrath? Or is it wisdom? I'm talking about when you're right, when you're justified, when all the cards are stacked against the people that oppose you. When you're confident that you got every reason to move a certain way, but you don't, out of fear for the Lord. Or you took that route and now you got to deal with the consequences because you were technically right. See, that's the thing that you have to examine, right? All right, give me that in Sirach 18.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites.
You see, you have to refrain yourself from your appetite. Now, and then we're not just talking, obviously, romantic lust, but we're not just talking about those. Your lust could be your anger. Your lust could be your covetousness. Your lust could be anything, any strong desire that you have towards a thing. Don't do that, right? You have to have the discipline, have that discipline that we talked about, and refrain yourself from your appetite. Okay? Go ahead.
Like you said earlier, some of us enjoyed that sin. We ain't talking about just lust. Some of us enjoyed arguing. We just got a rise up off that. Y'all remember we was in school, you got the same people fighting at 7 a.m. in the morning.
God.
You know, some of y'all like to fight.
Yeah.
Even though they did you wrong. Y'all just want to do it. And you looking for any reason to get them in their neck. Any reason. Sustain that appetite. Put the weed down. Some of y'all enjoy doing that. Some of y'all put that blunt up. Y'all roll that up, put it in the grinder, or break it down with your hands. Just to feel your appetite. Oh, that's twofold right there. Because some of y'all can't eat unless you smoke. Y'all can't do nothing unless you smoke. Sometimes y'all just need to hit that joint in order to feel the appetite of the flesh. Now you're stacking sin upon sin. So you got to come out of those. You got to come out of those things. It's easier said than done. I understand it, but whether it's counsel is, it's like y'all understand. Y'all got to be around mighty men. Y'all got to be around the daughters of Zion. Those friends and elders and that are medicine to you. So y'all got to take that that desire of always wanting to win, always trying to be right, even when you're wrong. You think you're right.
Yeah.
Are you?
Man, hey, I'm telling you, those lusts jack you up. I don't want my Kai Shalom Madawan. He said Negroes are high right now. Hey, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, You know, what's crazy thing is a lot of times people, they'll they'll start to fear the eyes of men more than the eyes of the Lord, right? And see, part of that is self-examination. Now, obviously, we're gonna get into it. Give me real quick, Matthew 10 and 28, and then we're gonna start over here at Psalms chapter 33. The brother said he been weed free for over 6 months. All praises. Hey, you know what we'll be getting, Jake, too? Them vapes.
Yeah.
Those vapes be tearing Jake up, not realizing what it's doing to you. All that smoke. And people think it's just air. It's just air. Man, you going off.
Hey, and don't that liquor too.
Yeah.
They're looking too. We understand, ain't nothing wrong having a little wine and then a little bit of strong drink every time to time. But don't overdo that thing. Some of y'all be overdoing that thing.
Okay.
Some of y'all not fully in this thing, and y'all coupling that with a blunt. I just sit down there and have me a drink. I did both. Right? But some of y'all, y'all got to chill out on that strong drink.
Yeah.
Y'all got to chill out on that strong drink. That's all I'm going to say on that, though. That's all I'm going to say on that. Leave them yakuza alone. That's it, man.
God, man. Hey, listen. Hey, the importance of that, honestly, though, is to make sure that your heart is right with the Lord. Oh, they talking about 420. Yeah, hey, listen, I'm telling you, look, tomorrow it's gonna be a bunch of wickedness.
Man, we need to have a camp tomorrow at a park.
Right. Look, Jay's gonna be high celebrating paganism. It's a double whammy of wickedness. Especially for y'all who are just now coming into the truth, or maybe surrounded by family. Tomorrow is a perfect day to stand on your fear of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's a perfect day to show the Lord that you mean business about him. You understand? Look, this brother got his Easter suit ready. That's why he laughing. Hot pink.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Going to church on Easter Sunday, high as hell.
High as a kite. They're gonna be in that joker high.
They can't wait to get out and eat them pork ribs, them deviled eggs, and all the kinds of abominations that they're gonna have. Spread it out on the table.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about the fact that I was just talking about this with a few brothers actually, because it was just like Jake talking about bunnies and blunts on Easter, man. That's
bunnies and blunts.
Because like, what do they say that they celebrate Easter for in the first place? They celebrated, they quote unquote, for the resurrection of Christ, but you gonna mix the wines like that, man. That's crazy. That's off. That's incredibly off, man. I'm gonna yield right there.
Hey, Jake gonna be high on Easter egg contest, falling over himself, man, all through the bushes, man. It's gonna be wild, man. But really back onto it, because we in that part of self-examination, right? That self-examination is key, because let's just say, all right, we all fall short, but the key is to get back on the path, right? And understand the Lord sees you. You're not hiding from him. You may be able to hide for the eyes of men, but the Lord sees it. He's going to try to reign to the heart. Give me Matthew 10 and 28, and then we in Psalms chapter 33.
Counter one. It's the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. If fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Yeah.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
That's who you need to be subject to. And that's as you do your self-examination, that's honestly what you need to be saying to yourself. Am I doing this to please men or to hide from men, or is this based on my fear and reverence for the Lord? And then you got to be honest with yourself. But give me that over there in Psalms chapter 33, and we're gonna start at verse 13.
Count on one. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 33, verse 13. The Lord looketh from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men.
Yup. Keep going.
From the place of his Salaki, from the place of his habitation, he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth.
He can see every one of us. We're gonna read through 18, by the way. So he can see all of us. You're not hiding from the Father, right? Keep going.
Count on the one, verse 15. He fashioneth their hearts alike. He considereth all their works.
Listen, he knows your heart and he's
There is
considering
no
your
king.
yeah, he knows your heart and he's considering your works. So you can't hide that from him. It's okay. Hey, if your heart is, man, Father, I sinned and I'm trying to get back on the horse. Versus you don't really fear him and you looking for a gray area to where you can still have your wickedness, still have your folly. If you're looking to make excuses for what you do because of your position and the work you think you do. You understand? Keep going.
I think he froze.
Afros?
No, no.
Brother Nayal, I can pick it back up out of one.
Go ahead.
Counter one. Verse 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength.
You see, listen, it doesn't matter your position. It doesn't matter where you think you are. You're not saved by the men that follow you. You have to do your own self-examination. Lord does not care about your title. Keep going.
Counter one. In horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
You understand? The Lord, he loves the great and the small alike. And the strength that you've put up around you, that's not going to save you. And if we're in the self-examination portion of this thing. You need to look at the buffers that you've insulated yourself with to make you think that you're something that you're not, and that you not abiding by the first principles or the oracles of God. Right? Keep going.
Counter one. Verse 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy.
You see, he's watching those that fear him and that hope on his mercy, because you know that you're a sinner. You know that you're going on. You're not puffed up by the men that surround you, by the women that look up to you. But you know that I can only make it by the mercy and grace of the Father, right? Okay? Give me Ezekiel 11 and verse 5.
Counter one. The book of
And
Ezekiel.
listen, by the way, hey, nobody ever brought out this precept, y'all. Don't be trying to steal this precept. Okay? No one's brought this one out. Go ahead.
Counter one. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11 and verse 5. And the Spirit of the Lord fell upon me, and said unto me, Speak, thus saith the Lord. Thus have ye said, O house of Israel, for I know the things that come into your mind, every one of them.
You see? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. But the Lord, he knows what's in your mind. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about, because, the Satan will try to tempt you. Satan will try to bring things and tempt you to have it going off, and you say, behind me, Satan, your cock shaitan, which in Hebrew means behind me, Satan. And we're talking about those, but we're talking about those secret lusts. That's why Yahweh Shai said, man, you lust in your mind, you already going off. Because the Lord knows he's trying those reins of the heart. You're not hiding from him, right? A lot of times you'll be silly and think that you can get away from this thing, right? Uh do I how much more do I want to get on this point? You know, but let me get I can yield right there. I made the point. Y'all know I'll keep hammering down the point for 10 minutes. But no, I'm not gonna do that. Give me Psalms 19 and 9. It says the Kawashah brought that out at camp 2 or 3 weeks ago. La ah, brother. La ah. I don't want to hear it. He said, I'm bringing it out of camp today. All right, all right, all right. All right,
Spirit.
go ahead.
Counter one. This is the book of Psalm chapter 19 and verse 9. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether.
See, listen, because when you fear the Lord honestly and you do that self-examination, you'll be clean. You'll have that clean spirit and that clean mind and that clean heart. And as you examine yourself, you don't have to be ashamed. And then that's when you can start walking in a way that is becoming amongst a man that fear the Lord. And look, you do not only have to fear, I mean, you can walk confidently in the eyes of men, but also in the eyes of the Lord, right? Which is the most important thing. Because give me that in Proverbs 22 and verse 1.
Count on one. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
Hey, it's so important to have that good name. And guess what? I'm flip the script. Because a lot of times we read this and we think just amongst men. But I'm here to show you today that we're talking about that good name in the book of life. We're talking about that good name according to the Lord. Because see, that's the name that we need to be worried about. Because Yahweh already told you, we don't really fear those that can kill the body, but we're worried about that who has control over the body and the soul, okay? Right? So as you read this and worry about your name, think about the name that is written in that book of life, because that's what you want. Give me Revelation chapter 3 and verse 5.
Hey, what are the angels talking about you? What are the angels
Man,
saying about you?
man, I'm trying to tell you.
I don't want to know that conversation. Give me another day, an hour.
Right, can we write this tomorrow? Y'all taking notes today? No. Go ahead.
Counter one.
Count on one.
He got a king.
Count on one. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life.
You see, if you overcome, if you endure to the end, if you move in the fear and have the discipline, and so you're showing faith, you've overcome all these obstacles. Your name, you not only are you going to be clothed in white raiment, but your name is going to be in that book of life. That's that good name that I desire more than anything else. You understand? That's it on that. If so, give me not saying give me Ecclesiastes 7 and 1.
So like I don't want it. It's a little more on this.
Huh?
It's a
What you
little
say?
more. It's a little
All
more.
right, read it. Go ahead. Start at the top and just
Count
read
on
it,
one.
please.
But how? Count on one. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels.
Man, hey, What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing to have your name professed. And see that brother Aharon, he's good to go. That's what you want.
That's right.
You want when your name to come up, angels is rejoicing. You don't want it to be like, oh man, this is the biggest disappointment in Israel. You don't want that. You don't want to be a man that's unprofitable, but not to yourself. Yeah, he had great works. He did this. He did that. But oh man, his name's not in the book, y'all. You don't want that. Because what Yahweh Shai said, many have said to me, Lord, Lord, haven't I done great works in your name? Have done many miracles? And he said, hey, I will profess to them, I never knew you. Get behind me, you that work iniquity. You don't want that. You know, you wanna be like John 1:45. John 1:45. I'm gonna read it. Elder Kazakalop always bring this out. He said, listen, 1:47, Salakia. And Yahushua saw Nathanael coming unto him and said unto him, behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. That's how you want to be received when your name come up. That's an Israelite indeed, in whom there is no guile. You know, that's that good name. I'm telling you, in the book of life, right? Give me that. Go ahead. Nasim in Ecclesiastes 7:1.
Carter 1. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment.
Right.
In the day of death than the day of one's birth.
You see, that's the key there. Because the day of death is better than the day of your birth. Why? Because now you've established a name, yes, amongst men, to where your legacy will live on and people will do things to, commemorate the life that you've had or the impact that you've had on them. Yes. But because on that day of death, you get to hear, well done. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. Come on. Your name is right here in the book. Look, I even got the page open for you. I got it bookmarked. That's why that day of your death is so important, because of the life that you lived. And that's the name that you want. Okay, you got something?
Allah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's why it's so important, right? Keep going. Revelation 20:12.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. And the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works.
You see, that's why the day of your death is important, because when it happens, they're going to look at the book of life and you're going to be judged according to your works. Did you move in fear of the Lord? Matter of fact, yeah, give me, all right, we'll get it after this. Keep going. No, I think that was it. That was it on that, right? So you're going to be judged according to your work, and you want your name to be in that book. And that's all driven by the fear of the Lord. That's why I said, if you fear the Lord, you don't need to fear anything else. You can have confidence, right? All right, jump over to Revelation 13, start at verse 6. And I'm saying get ready, because we're going to get Sirach chapter 1 a little bit.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 6. And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
So we're talking about the beast who is meant to make the children of Israel go off, right? He blasphemed the name of the Lord. He did not move in fear of the Lord. Right? Keep going.
Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Right? And so, and this, like I said, this power, this entity he had power and it seemed like authority, but he garnished people's worship. And they feared the beast more than they feared the Lord. To prove that, go to jump up to verse 4 real quick, and then we're gonna go back to 8.
Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
Mm-hmm.
And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
You see, people went off because they had fear of this beast. So can't nobody deal with him. He's the most powerful thing. Who is like unto him? And they gave their worship. That same worship and reverence that they're supposed to give to the Father, they gave to the beast. You understand? And because I mean, you either you getting right or you're getting left. There's no two ways about it. You either on the way or in the way, as I like to say. You know. Now jump to verse 8.
Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him,
Mm-hmm.
whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
So listen, these are the nations whose names are not written in the book of life, they're worshiping the beast because they do not fear the Lord. They're giving the beast the fear and the reverence that belongs to the Lord. Your name is not going to be written in the book of life doing that. It's over with. Right? Now, of course, we know the next two verses, or we should. Who was this talking about? Primarily. We don't have to get into it now because it's a whole nother topic, right? But understand, if you move in the way of those people, not just one particular people group who we like to attribute this chapter to, but any other people that are not following the fear of the Lord, anybody but the nation of Israel, you going off, and you're in danger of having your name being removed from that book of life, right? And that we cannot have, right? Give me yeah. Let me get okay.
Like you wanted that Sirach 1?
Yeah, no, real quick. I was just gonna see. Give me Revelation 20 and 15, then Sirach 1.
Chapter 1.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Now listen, if your name is not in that book, you're in trouble. You're in danger of the hellfire. If you read the verse above, that's that second death. So that's the name. That's the good name that you should be looking towards, right? And I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, yeah, give me Philippians 4 and 3. I'm gonna show you it's possible. I'm gonna show you. Hey, we got examples of people who lived in the fear of the Lord and got their names in the book.
Carter 1.
And then we're gonna get one.
Carter 1. It's the book of Philippians chapter 4 and verse 3. And I entreat thee also, true yokefellow, help those women which labored with me in the gospel, with Clement also, and with other my fellow laborers, whose names are in the book of life.
So you say, hey, listen, women and brothers, because sisters, hey, you can't get away too. It's a space for your name in that same book, baby. So you got those same requirements and responsibilities that we got too. It's people whose name who heard that, well done, and saw their name in the book. You should be next, right? All right, then yeah, I guess we can get a little bit of Sirach now, right? To show you, hey man, this is how you get your name sealed. Is of course, hey, spoiler alert, it's through fear of the Lord. All right, give me Sirach chapter 1, and then we can probably start at verse 11 real quick.
Contra 1. The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 11. The fear of the Lord is honor, and glory, and gladness, and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of the
You
Lord
see?
maketh a merry heart.
So listen, it is an honor when you move in that way. You have honor, yes, amongst men, but also we saw in the heavens, hey, your name will ring bells up there. It's something that you will have rejoicing and you will be glad and merry. That's why Sirach 19:9 says the fear of the Lord is clean, because you'll have a merry heart, right? Keep going.
Contra 1, reading on. The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness in a long life.
Yeah.
Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he
Uh-huh.
shall find favor in the day of his death.
Hey, listen, that's why I don't want to always say let patience have its perfect work. Fear the Lord and give vengeance unto him. Romans 12:19. You know, you want to fear the Lord and give vengeance unto him. But you're gonna have gladness at the last. And guess what? What it say? And he shall find favor in the day of his death. How is he gonna find favor in the day of his death? We just read it. Is he gonna find that his name is in the book? All right. I'm telling you, this is the time of Passover. This is what you need to be thinking about, right? Okay, yeah, I guess we can just keep reading a little bit.
Contra 1. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb.
With the faithful in the womb. Now, hey, for the sake of time, because here's Jeremiah 1:5, John 15:16. We can keep on going, but I won't. But it's a beautiful thing now. Because when you see this new generation is wild. They get to grow up in the truth. This new generation of kids, they're so wise. It's interesting to see the things that they say, you know. And I think I count it as a blessing to be able to raise children who follow the law, statute, commandments, and had a fear of the Lord from their youth. So it's a wonderful thing, right? Until the third and fourth generation, I'm trying to get those blessings going, right? Right? So verse 15.
Contra 1. She hath built an everlasting foundation with men, and she shall continue with their seed.
With their seed. So if you move in that direction, your generation will be righteous and shall continue with your seed. All right. It's a beautiful thing. All right, we almost done. Jump to verse 18.
Contra 1. Verse 18. The fear of the Lord is
No,
a crown.
Read verse 21, then 18, and then we're gonna be out this thing.
Contra 1, verse 21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath.
You see, when you have that fear, you don't have to act in wrath. You don't have to act in your lust. You can have patience and sit and let the Lord work and have his perfect work. Okay. Now go up to verse 18.
Contra 1. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are gifts of God, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him.
All right. So it's a crown and will give you that perfect peace with the Father. So examine yourself and act, hey, listen, pray. That's a prayer I have for the Lord. Increase my fear of you. Pray for that. Because I'm telling you, your walk will be magnified by such a thing. All right.
Hey,
Y'all really got anything else? Go ahead.
Hey, it's like, and I seen jump down to 27.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a counter one. This is Sirach chapter 1 and verse 27. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight.
Hey, that's self-explanatory. That puts a stamp on it. We taught this. This sums it up. This sums up everything we just brought out.
All right. Well, with that, we're the Sons of Thunder Israelites. It is our heart's prayer and desire that all Israel shall be saved. All right. Your host, Captain Aharon.
Hey, Captain Shalamat.
That's right.
Soldier Coabs are all.
Hey.
And Soldier Nayo.
That's right. All right. We bid you hearty shalom.
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 Thank you for watching. If you would like to support the body, you can donate via Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. Thank you for watching. If you would like to support the body, you can donate via Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. We are the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved.